What's up, guys? So I'm going to be doing a different sort of vlog. I had you guys on YouTube ask me some questions and I'm going to be answering them. I believe I have 7 or 8 questions, but let's get started. The first question is, why did you create a YouTube and Instagram for your health? My Instagram was more of like my personal Instagram, and I did a lot of my vegan activism and animal activism on there, and I wanted to do like a vlog on Facebook, but then I decided to take Facebook down for other reasons almost immediately after I decided that I wanted to use it for health reasons, because I think I might have ran into somebody's YouTube account. I think it might have been the Fry Life, honestly, but I'm not sure. And I was just like, I would love to do that. I've always wanted to vlog, but I didn't think it would be interesting. But I'm like, I'm the one sitting there on the other side of the screen watching strangers in their everyday life. Like, you know, how weird am I to do it? But if I can do it and I actually enjoy it and look forward to it, why wouldn't someone want to look forward to watching my life? And so I left Facebook down and I decided to convert my Instagram into a more of a health base. And then it kind of got mixed up because it is kind of health based and still activism. And I didn't know if I wanted to separate them or just to keep it as is, since I already had fans, and just start adding to that. So it is kind of like a half and half. But basically I just want to show others that they're not alone going through their problems, and having a support system, because I haven't really found a support system, but I've definitely had people that I do talk to, and people ask me questions, and I have asked them questions about certain doctors and, you know, certain things that I'd like to have an answer to. And sometimes watching YouTube doesn't always get that answer, or Google, but when you can actually talk with somebody, not face to face, but speak with somebody, you can kind of get that answer you're looking for. And I just want to kind of inspire people, and you know, because I'm inspired, I get inspired by others, I feel like I want to give inspiration to others as well. And that's basically why I wanted to start actually YouTube. And I said, well, if I'm going to do a YouTube, let's convert my Instagram as well. So I have like a vlog as well as like sorry, I'm hearing noises and I'm like, what's going on? And vlog. I want more of like a vlog and one more of like a blog. So that's where that kind of came in, and just hope I inspire others as well as much as they inspire me. Okay, so the second question is, how did I get my custom wheelchair approved? If you're really wanting to know like the process for me and how I got my wheelchair, there is a video up already. I think it's called I Just Got My Custom Wheelchair or something like that. And it goes through the details about my wheelchair as well as how I got the wheelchair. How do you balance veganism with the animal cruelty and the pharmaceutical industry and medicines? Oh gosh, that's a lot. This is actually the second to last question. Oh wow, it's hard. There's a lot of noises going on. Let me close the door. Okay, so at first I questioned it, as in I was like, well, what do you do, you know? So I went and I asked people on like vegan boards and platforms, and every one of them, well, there were 2 answers, and out of 100 people, 50 said one answer and 50 said the other answer, and that was, you have to live, and if it's going to save your life, then take the medication. And then the other part was, try to, you know, do it as best in a clean way as you can, and if you can't, then do what you have to do to live. And that's pretty much in the end. Now, it's easier said than done, because I still felt guilty, did not like the idea, and so I don't do well with it, but at the same time I kind of try to ignore it, because there really isn't much that I can do. You know, the laws are that you have to, wow, I get a message and I'm like trying to read it, and all I see is some prayers, and then I lose it, and I don't know what's happening right now. I'm totally brain fogged. What was the question? See, that's why I can't do this, guys. Oh, animal cruelty in the pharmaceutical. So yeah, so basically I don't like to ignore it. But then again, you can't change it. And all I can do right now is people, I can have people sign, their name. And I can send, signatures over, things like that. But honestly, that's probably the one thing I don't see changing anytime soon, or if at all, in the world. I hate the fact that they have to test on animals. I'm like, in my mind, I would think that if you're going to be using medication on a human, that it should be tested on a human anyway. Just the fact that I think that if you want to use a product on an animal, it should probably be tested on an animal, because it's going to be used on an animal. But that's not how life works, and it kind of sucks. And it's the same thing as this right here is not vegan. The cell phone, my camera is not vegan. Most of my shoes aren't vegan because they use glue. So in the vegan world, everyone has it worded differently, and I'm going to butcher how I'm going to say it, and that is basically, when you're vegan, you have to try your best to live an animal-free life, but you will never have a 100% perfect animal-free life. And that's what you call yourself a vegan, is when you try your best to live an animal-free life. I actually went without pills about a year ago. I stopped them completely, and then it was a disaster. And I tried to do it to see if I could, and it worked for a little bit. The sicknesses, my conditions weren't as bad, but then it became so bad that I had no choice but to start them up. So I tried. I live in Minnesota. I would wear sandals every day, flip-flops in Florida, and not have any glue in them, but I live in Minnesota, which means I need sneakers. And so I definitely try to find everything that's vegan when it comes to stuff like that. But it is very hard, but I have to keep telling myself that it's gonna save my life, and I know what's happening to these animals, and so I'm still pushing activism when I can, whether it be on my social media accounts, or even going to the grocery store and putting stickers on, or still going to farms with signs and protesting, which I still do, in hopes that it will change so that I am completely out of the life where animals are being harmed. Okay, so my third question I have here, it was cut in half because you can only write so much in the questionnaire area, but it basically says, do you feel as though, I guess, having chronic illness has positively affected your mental health, and the outlook on your life, basically. So basically. So honestly, I've been sick more than half my life, and yes, some of my illnesses aren't really anything horrible, but when you've been sick for so long, and you get used to it. So honestly, I've never had a bad outlook in my life, and I don't really think I'm having an amazing outlook on life either. I'm still a human being, and I'm gonna have my bad times and I'm gonna have my good times. So for instance, I started getting sick when I was pretty much when I moved to a different state. I went from New York to Minnesota, which is where I'm at now, and I was like 13, and I think within age 14 I was having knee problems, and then I was having cervical problems, and within that same year, and then I had a little bit of a break, and then something else, and then something else. I'm like lisping now. And so I'm just so used to it. So I don't think my outlook on life has really changed, whether it be positive or negative, because I am human. I can't speak. And I see life as live your life to the fullest. I've always had seen life that way. I go skydiving still, and and anything could happen up there, especially with my health. Who knows? I might have a heart attack or a stroke, So I don't think that I'm having any intense positive, outlook in my life. I definitely try to go and take a step back and go, okay, well, there's somebody else having a worse time than I am, or is there someone else who's actually dying? I'm not dying. I'm living a chronic illness life, so I'm going to be living like this pretty much my whole life, if not all of it. And yes, I'm probably adding more and more things to the list of conditions, but there's someone out there who needs a transplant, and if not, in a week they're going to be away. They're going to be going off this planet. So I always try to take a step back and go, okay, there's someone who's getting it handed worse than me. Their life is being handed to them worse. And I think going to YouTube videos kind of makes my day feel better. But there are days where I'm just like, I am done with the day, and I will scream. And I mean, I have a video of me screaming from a while ago and bitch and moan. And then there's moments where I'm like, I feel relief. Like this morning, after having my anaphylaxis attack, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't have a little bit of sickness in me. I mean, I woke up, started playing Mariah Carey Christmas music. I took family photos with my dogs, and I'm still feeling good. So yeah. Okay. How long have I been vegan? That is very easy to answer. So I'm going to break it in two parts because I was vegetarian first, and I've been vegetarian for 16 years. And in vegan, it'll be it's been 2.5 years because it was the very last weekend of June. So June 2019 will be 3 years. So it's been 2.5 years I've been vegan, and 16 years vegetarian prior. And last but not least, I got this question today, and that is, do you have any mental health diagnoses? Yes and no. I mean, I guess when you get diagnosed with something dealing with mental health, I can't speak. I'm like, mental health. The reason why I can't speak is because I just got 2 teeth pulled, and every time I speak and my teeth like hit each other, it like vibrates in that area and it really hurts. And so I'm trying not to do that, which means I'm lisping. Which is probably why you probably see me like doing this a lot, because it hurts right here. Because this is like the last tooth before it becomes empty, where they pull 2 teeth out. What was your question? Okay. Oh yeah, mental health. So I know that once you kind of get diagnosed with a mental health condition, you have it forever, whether you've learned to live with it. So yes, I technically have illnesses, conditions. When I was young, like, I don't know, 14, 15, depression. But mine was pretty bad. Really bad. Like, I was a cutter. And I was a cutter up until my adult life as well. And then sometime when I became, I don't even know, 20, I really don't know, borderline personality. I actually diagnosed myself with that, and I didn't go to the doctor and tell him. I just, spoke with them, and you're like, yeah, you sound like this. And I'm like, I know. I just wanted to see if I was right. And I was on several different medications, and I felt like a zombie. I hated the way I felt, but it made me feel better at the same time. My mom can tell when I was not on the medication. And then at some point in my adult life, like 24, 25, I don't know how old I was, I just said that I'm barely taking men anyway. Let me just stop them completely. And it was bad because everything was flowing. I would snap quick. I would cry quick. I'd be mean quick. I would turn things around. I'd make drama out of nothing. I knew I was doing it. I couldn't stop doing it. I pushed people away very easily, a lot. And I looked at everything so negatively. Everything. I mean, it was really bad. I mean, it was beyond bad. And so yeah, I somehow grew out of it. I just told myself one day, I don't know how, just when you're doing it, don't. So I don't know how I did it, but I focused on each and every particular item that I was going through, whether it be the depression or the anger or the pushing people away. I would stop and I would just focus on just the pushing people away for like a month and make sure to focus on that and treat myself on not having to do that. And then, okay, every time I get angry for the month, learn how to control yourself. So it took 7 months to get through each and every piece of crap that I was putting myself through, and I did it. I did it pretty quickly, I think. I don't remember, it's been so long now. And so I don't think I push people away anymore. I definitely don't like to start crap. Now I just kind of step back. I literally will say, let's not even go there because it's just going to go bad. We're done. You know, I still look at things negatively, but typically when it's been so much all at once, of course people are going to break down. But if it's something simple, like if my car had a flat tire, that would normally be like, what am I gonna do? I'm not gonna get to work. I'm freaking out. I'm calling and fuck you and just cursing at people on the phone when they're just trying to help me out. Now I'm just like, this fucking sucks, and what are we gonna do? Like, I can't change it. The flat tire's there. Like, let's just figure it out. And yeah, I might not be able to get to work, and I might not have no way of paying for it, but I can't change it, you know. But there are moments where I still go back to how I look at things negatively, but typically it's when I get a flat tire, then I lose my job in the same day, then someone calls me and says that they were hit by a car, and then, you know, something like that, which happens, and I'm like, I can't do it anymore. And everyone has those moments, but it should have been a short answer, but it's long. But yeah, so technically borderline personality, which I haven't had any episodes of a sort like that in many years, and depression in even more years, and I think that was it. So yeah, well, that is it, guys, for the Q&A. Thank you for all your questions. I hope I answered them all, but comment below if you enjoy. If you're not subscribing, please do so. If you didn't like it, still give me a thumbs up. And if you're not following me yet on Instagram, I am _zebrastrong, and yeah, that's it. So thank you, and I will see you next time. And if I don't see you before the holidays, have a happy holiday. I was gonna say Merry Christmas, but then I was like, not everyone celebrates Christmas. Have a happy holiday, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.